My father always said money was the only measure of a man's worth. On the day I left home, he made sure to demonstrate exactly how little he thought I was worth. Hi everyone, I'm 22 years old, just out of college, and I need to talk about something that's been haunting me for a long time now. I was born into the Harrison family, a name synonymous with old money, power, and legacy. My father runs Harrison & Sons Investment Group, and my entire life was spent in the shadow of that empire. Every decision and every action I took was measured by the value it could bring to our family name. The goal was clear: uphold the legacy or be cast aside. When I graduated with a degree in engineering, I was ready to face the world. My plan was to join the tech industry, maybe start something new, something that would make a real difference. But that wasn't the plan my parents had for me. My father, a man who'd built a career based on power and wealth, didn't see any value in my choice. When I told him I wanted to pursue engineering, he scoffed, calling me foolish and wasting my potential. "Engineers are glorified mechanics," he said. "No son of mine will waste his life tinkering with machines." He wanted me to join the family firm, to follow in his footsteps. I couldn't do it. I had no interest in playing the same game my father played, counting money and closing deals that didn't inspire me. I wanted to do something new, something that mattered. So, I told my father I was leaving to build my own future. The words he said next will haunt me for the rest of my life. On the day I packed up, ready to leave, he handed me $100 and ran tossing it at my feet. "Here's $100, he sneered. "That's all a failure like you deserves." He then told me I was no longer a Harrison, that I was throwing away everything that had been built before me. My mother stood by, holding her martini, and conned her, the smile on her face not quite reaching her eyes. She wanted me to come back. She wanted me to be what they wanted me to be. I picked up the $100, stuffing it into my wallet. I looked my father in the eyes and said, "Keep the trust fund. I'll build something of my own." I walked out of the mansion, leaving behind everything they valued. Wealth. There did their legacy and approval. I didn't have a car, it was in my father's name. I had no place to live. That apartment near college was paid for by the trust fund. But I had something they didn't understand: a vision. I bought a bus ticket to Silicon Valley with $50 in my pocket, 40 for the ride and 10 for food. I wrote 3 promises in my notebook. I would never use the Harrison name again. I would build something that would change the world, and when I returned, it would be on my own terms, and so my journey began. First update. It's been a few months since I made the decision to walk away, and I wanted to give you all an update on how things have been going. I've learned more than I ever thought possible, both about the world and myself. When I arrived in Silicon Valley, it wasn't exactly the glamorous paradise I had imagined. My first night, I slept on a park bench in Palo Alto with nothing but my laptop bag for a pillow and my jacket as a blanket. My yacht of 50 quickly became a $1 after I grabbed a cheap coffee and bageled a local cafe. But that coffee shop became a turning point for me. The barista, Maya, saw me struggling and offered me a deal. If I fixed the espresso machine, I could sleep in the storage room after hours. I fixed the machine in 20 minutes, and the owner was impressed enough to offer me a part-time job. It wasn't much, but it was a start. During the day, I worked at cafe. At night, I worked on my energy storage designs, and I spent hours researching and refining my ideas using the cafe's Wi-Fi. Maya would often bring me leftover pastries, and we'd talk about my designs. She helped clarify my thinking, and I even showed her the concept for a new type of battery. I was working 3 jobs to make ends meet, but I didn't mind because I was determined to make this work. Then I met David. After helping a startup founder him fix a critical engineering issue, he asked me about what else I was working on. I hesitated at first but showed him my energy storage designs. His reaction was unexpected. He thought my idea could change the world. And David introduced me to Sarah Wong, a Stanford Sarah Wong professor, and together we worked on testing my designs. A year of hard work, failures, and determination led to a breakthrough. I had created a theoretical energy storage system that stored energy at nearly 100% efficiency, something that was thought impossible. Naksh Wong verified the results herself, and we knew we had something revolutionary. The road wasn't easy, but after securing funding and with the help of a brilliant team, I was able to launch Nova Energy Systems. Our technology is now ready to change the renewable energy landscape. Our first product surpassed expectations, and the industry is starting to take notice. I've come a long way from the dawn that I left home with, but I still have more to prove. I'll continue pushing forward, knowing that everything I've done is because I refuse to let my father's belief that money defines worth dictate my life. And in second up, things have been moving fast lately, and I wanted to share some exciting news. After launching Nova Energy Systems and seeing our technology take off, I've decided it's time to take the next step. I'm going back home, not for reconciliation, but for something much bigger. Harrison & Sons Investment Group is struggling. Therefore, the financial world is shifting, and they failed to keep up. The fact that my father's stubbornness and refusal to adapt have put the company in a vulnerable position. I've been watching from afar, knowing that my company, Nova Energy Systems, is exactly what the world needs. We've revolutionized energy storage, and now I'm about to shake things up on a much bigger scale. Digital Horizon Capital, a subsidiary of Nova, has been quietly acquiring shares in Harrison & Sons. My father doesn't know yet, but in a few weeks, I'll own 45% of his company. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I left with nothing but $1, and I'm I'm about to take everything he's built. Not for revenge. Cause it's the right thing to do, because it's too arrogant to see the future. But I'm gonna show him what true innovation looks like. Final update, it's been a whirlwind few weeks, but everything has fallen into place. Villy, you're on my return to Harrison & Sons wasn't just about buying the company. It was about proving that my worth was never tied to the Harrison name. I walked into that boardroom not as the son they discarded, but as the CEO of Nova Energy Systems, or the company that would soon own their future. I'll never forget the look on my father's face when he realized what I had done. He thought I was a failure when I left. He thought my dreams were foolish, but I showed him exactly what I was worth. Nova Energy Systems is now worth billions, and Harrison & Sons is struggling to keep up. The family business will be absorbed into Digital Horizon Capital, and my father will step down. He won't get the legacy he thought was his birthright. I'm not doing this out of revenge. I'm doing this because I built something better than they ever imagined. Money, they taught me that was the only measure of a man's worth. Well, I just proved that the true worth of a person isn't in their bank account. It's in what they choose to build with what they have.